thanks for life, give thanks for the ancestors. It's always good to be here vibrating with my brothers and sisters, And I say, give thanks to the universe, give thanks to the ancestors as always. I rise in, welcome in the house. This is some important subject that we are going to be discussing because, you know, I think, I know from all of the experience and in appearance that I have throughout life, I realize there is something that a lot of us is not waking up to. And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Very, very important subject. So when you ask a question, you need an answer. So I said, welcome everyone. Lisa, great to have you here. One love. And, as everyone come in, I give thanks for their time and their attention. I say, you know, I wish Almighty you peace and prosperity, but I wish and ask those who have not subscribed to the channel to please do so and always give this video a thumbs up. We help each other to grow. So we want to know about ourselves as individual and as a people. That is the question, really, when you sit down and you think about it. The reality is this, okay? I'm going to bring some points out tonight, and, maybe some people are not going to like some of the points that I'm going to bring out. And that's okay too, because everyone is never going to like everything I say, okay? Greetings, Kwame. Now, the reason why I bring this subject forward, it is because if you look at us as a people, a lot of us is not coming together. And it is because of a particular mentality that I am going to discuss. A lot of us will say, okay, I'm a Jamaican, I'm a Barbarian, I'm an African, I'm a Puerto Rican, and I'm talking about melanated people. This channel is for no one else except melanated people. If you want to come on here and listen, that's fine. But this is for carbonated beings. That is the purpose of this channel, is to enlighten the gods and the goddesses and help them to see their way through all this muck and this darkness. I was saying, let me tell you some history tonight. For instance, Jamaica. A lot of us are people who were born in Jamaica. Okay, Jamaica is not a nation. That's first and foremost. Let's get that straight. None of these Caribbean islands, we are not a nation. We are just an island of people. Let's get that straight. That is the reality. Don't try to go around it. Don't come up with all this misconception that you don't have no proof of. Okay? And one may say, well, we were everywhere. Yes, I agree with that. But how did we get there? Okay? And if you know that this world that you so-called living in was not a divided place a long time ago, so you need to be aware of that. Okay? And the thing that is helping us not to come together as a people is because of this division that you did not create, neither did I create it. The European created the division that we have today. Whether we call ourselves Jamaican, whether we call ourselves African American, whatever we choose to, we didn't come up with those names. They did. You see what I'm saying is, they didn't come up and tell us that we are carbonated people. We know that. Our ancestors revealed that to us. It is not no white people reveal those things to us. It is our ancestors. It is the universe that revealed those things to us. So let's get this thing straight. Because the enemy will never tell you the truth. That is not his purpose or their purpose. Okay? They are never going to tell you the truth because they are liars, they are thieves, they are everything that you can imagine. And that's what they are. And that is one of the reasons why. For instance, I'm giving you this example. In Jamaica, a lot of us that were born there, we have this superior attitude. Okay? And I'm going to get real with this tonight. We have this so-called superior attitude that this colonial master, which was the so-called British, or so-called English, that put us in this perspective that we are better than other black people, or other carbonated people, whichever way you want to put it. But we did not come up and create those ideology. They did. Now, if you look at Jamaica, when most of us came, leave Jamaica, went to America, now we were told that we shouldn't associate with our brothers and our sisters there. That's what we were told. That is the reality. Let's not hide around this thing. Okay? A lot of us was told that we are better than them, they are lazy. And who told us that? The same colonial master. And when I say the colonial, they set up all of these things. Now, when you get to know these so-called white people, the first thing they will tell you when you go to America, oh, you're from Jamaica, you exotic. And we feel good about that. A lot of us feel, oh yeah, we are exotic, or we're from the Caribbean. Bullshit. We need to stop this nonsense. Here, our badass. And he made a statement which is true. And sit down and think about it. He asked a brother a question, which I think was a great question. He said to the brother, out of people, our people who were born in Jamaica and those in America, who bleached the most? It's a logical question. Now the brother was dancing around this thing. He was dancing over here, over there, but he wasn't answering the question directly. And he stopped him from what he was doing, but he also gave the answer. And it's true. Those in the Caribbean, in Jamaica, I know for particular, they bleach more than our brothers in America, our sisters in America. Is more bleaching done in the Caribbean. Check it out for yourself. They are quicker in America to accept their blackness or their carbonatedness more than we. A lot of us that were born in Jamaica, we have this mentality to say that, oh, I have a little bit of Indian in me. I have a little bit of Chinese in me. I have a little bit of this in me, a little bit of Scottish, a little bit of Irish. Who gives a fuck? When the cops stop you on the street, do they ever say that to you? Do you have a little Irish in you? Or do you have a little bit of a Chinese in you or anything else in you? It is quicker for those of us who come from place like Jamaica and so on and so forth to be quicker to be with a white woman or a white man than our brothers and sisters in America. You ever notice that? Isn't that a colonial mentality? Isn't that the oppressor that put that kind of thought process in our mind? Isn't it? So we run around and thinking that we are more superior than our brothers and sisters. Is that and let's say for now a Kubalan or African mentality? Is it? Or is it a colonial mentality? These are the things that we need to talk about. You see what I'm saying is because we are entrapped in colonialism, our mind is entrapped. We are colonialists and don't even realize that we are because of our mentality. So that is one of the reasons why even when we come to the promised land, we come to the motherland, we really don't unite together. Because the fact is that we're still thinking, oh, I'm better than these Ghanaians, I'm better than these Ethiopians, I'm better than these other ones, are more superior. That's the state of mind that we have been put in by the same people who have done this to us. We see the time that we're living in. And instead of we are uniting together because we see the famine that they're about to bring upon this earth, not just America, not just England, not just Jamaica, but the entire planet. And then they're going to blame it on Russia and Ukraine. That's what they're going to do. You're seeing rising fuel prices, rising food prices, rising everything prices. And all we do is talk about it instead of we start to saying those of us that are in the Caribbean, those of us that are in the motherland, those of us that are in America that has not come out from underneath the colonialists so far. We're not getting together with each other and saying how we're going to survive this craziness. That is the point. We are not coming together to see how. And if those of us that are coming together is few and far between. Because the fact is that we can't step out of ourselves. We can't step out of ourselves to get rid of colonial mentality. So a lot of us, no matter how we talk about spirituality, if you are not in a place where you can unite with your brothers, and don't get me wrong, I am not talking about uniting with people who don't really care or who always want to be up underneath the colonialist behind. We don't want to unite with people who decide that they are going to go out there and whatever the colonial masters still tell them today, they're going to do for their own survival. We don't care about those people because they don't care about us. But those who of us who decide that we have become awakened, right? We are the ones that's supposed to be uniting together. I often tell my brothers and sisters, and I say to them, when we make certain reference, go check it out for yourself. When I tell my people, when the Chinese emperor called his people together to say it is time for unification and for re-education, what did he do? He get rid of every colonialist idea. He get rid of religion. He get rid of all those things and he destroyed a lot of his own people because they didn't want to give up this westernized mentality. It's not that I care about the Chinese, but I'm telling you what they did. You look at them today, they are like little soldier ants. They are all over the place and they are fully unified. Unified. One come and start a business, no, they are everywhere. Don't let the media lie to you. Don't let these foolishness where people telling you they're everywhere. You know that. You know where you live. You see them. So that's what we are talking about. But our people, we're not looking into ourselves. We're not looking deep within our mind and see that a lot of our mentality is still colonialized mentality, where we're thinking that we're better than each other. That's craziness, crazy talk. How as a people, our house is too divided. Anytime you listen to a lot of our brothers and sisters, and if they see where some white woman go have artificial insemination, black child, a lot of our people that sometimes sisters are sympathizers with these craziness. they're not doing anything bad. It's their body. No, black child. And they are going to get that child to turn against me and you. And as I always said before, even when a black man have a child with a white woman, they are buffer people. They are confused people. You tell me and show me some of these ones and tell me that I'm telling you a story or a lie that this is not the case. They will stick to their whiteness most of the time because they know that those are the ones that are in power. So they're going to stick to them because it's a chance that they will spare them or save them. Isn't that what the slave master used to do when he take those ones that he raped our sisters and our ancestors? He take those ones and he put them to be the ones in the house, the house slave or the house niggers, as Malcolm X would say. Isn't that the case? Are we any different today in our mentality? It is failure on our part. Even though the ancestors is trying to speak to a lot of us, we're not listening. We are not showing that we are in a spiritual frame of mind. Because if we were, we wouldn't be still fighting each other. That's the reality. But it's like we can't get away from this mentality because it's so deeply entrenched in us. And if you tell me that it's not deeply entrenched in you, you're telling me a lie. Because it is. That's just the natural fact of life. Because when we tell our people, because a lot of our people, they like to defend the colonialists. If we tell our people, go and search the history of so-called white people or European and see if their history is not based on three things and three things only, is death, domination, and destruction. Prove to me otherwise. And I know you can't. You can't. Show me who commit the most genocide on this planet. Show me who commit the most suicide on this planet. And it's not us. It is them. Based on their madness and their craziness. So it's time for us to stop fooling ourselves and come into the true reality. If you are spiritual, then prove that you are spiritual by the way you live and not just by your talk. Your mouth can say anything that it wants to, but is it true or is it something that you can back up by your action? That is the question. And that's what we need to figure out. I say to my people, if you don't see the divide, one of the things I will tell you today, that when I look at a lot of young people, they don't want to have nothing to do with religion because they know it's a poison. Some of them go to church because they live in their parents' house and they can't do no better. That's the only reason why they go. But they don't give a crap about that foolishness. Okay? Because they know the truth. They do their research. But a lot of us that pass our 20s and 30s and 40s, we don't have the time. We don't want to find time to go do no research. We don't want to do that. We want to stay in the state where we are. And a lot of us, sometimes when I hear someone, oh, I'm too old to change. Really? Is that what you're going to say to your children? Is that what you're going to say to your grandchildren? So you are going to help to perpetuate their suffering because you don't want to deal with the truth. You see what I'm saying? You look, for instance, in Jamaica. Rastafarian. And a lot of times, they are so caught up in this colonial mentality that you will see a lot of them who they married to, white women. And when you speak of these things, they get upset because they're thinking, okay, one love. Was Marcus Garvey saying one love for white people, one love for us as Africa? No. Marcus Garvey was talking about African people. We must love each other. He wasn't talking about we must love the colonial master. And then Bob came and sing the song, and everyone jumping up and singing and dancing together and saying one love. No, that's not what it meant. If you knew where that was coming from, you would know the truth. So don't just follow some narrative and think that, oh, Bob Marley said this one say that, and this and that and the other. No. Come off of that. Know the truth about the matter. You see, I tell my brothers and sisters before, even in Jamaica, there is several division. There is those, as I said, growing up in Jamaica, if you don't pass what they call a brown paper bag color, you couldn't work into the colonial masters' banks because the banks in Jamaica does not belong to the people there. It belongs to the colonial master. Just like everywhere else. You come to Africa and they say, oh, this is Bank of Africa. Does it belong to the Africans? Or does it belong to the colonial master? Because you've been tricked by those who call themselves so-called leaders. They're working for the colonialists. They're not working for you. They don't care nothing about you. And that is what our people fail time and time again to see. But how long we're going to stay in this state of mind? How long we're going to fool ourselves and thinking that we're getting somewhere? We're just spinning our wheels. And we're not making the progress that we should make. We got to get out of that state of mind. It's the mental thing that is destroying us now. It's not the physical things, it's the mental. Because we do the work for them. We are working for them. They don't have to do much. You go out on the street and see. When I tell my people, these people, they're still teaching their children to call you a nigger. They might not call you in front of your face, but they're still doing the same thing as they did hundreds of years ago. Why? A lot of time, our brothers, we get caught up with these so-called white women, and these are the ones that stand behind the colonial masters. These are the ones that make sure, okay? These are the ones that make sure that the KKK had their uniform sold. These are the ones that are teaching the children at home. These are the ones that is helping to perpetuate their system, their so-called system. The criminal system. They are the one perpetuating it. They don't care about you. The only time they come on your side is when they realize that they're up shit creek. And they want your help. And many of us running, we're ready and we're quickly to help them. How much of them come to your rescue? How much? When? Where? They're not going to stand up for you in front of their family. They'll never do that. You see, a black man will be with a white woman, and behind your back, all of them is talking about why you with that nigger. You're not there at their every meeting, are there every gathering? But I'm saying to our people, stop working for the colonialists. Stop working for the criminal system. Learn to work with each other. Learn to unite together because you're going to need each other. And if you don't unite, Guess what's going to happen with all of this that is coming right now, that is at your door, knocking, so to speak? It is knocking at your door. There's a great famine that is knocking at your door. These rising oil prices and all these different things that you're seeing, you think it's a joke? You think this is '08? No, this is a whole different story that is going to unfold. And if you don't have those around you that looks like you and is ready to share with you, you're gonna be in a whole lot of trouble. I promise you that. This money is not gonna be of no use in a very short time. Okay? It is not gonna be of any use to neither you or me in a very short time. Money is going out the window. A lot of people say, oh, you don't have to get vaccine no more. You don't have to do this no more. You don't have to wear a mask no more because they already get everyone who they wanted in the trap or in the net. Watch and see if what I'm telling you is a joke. They already get them. They already get your family members. They already get your so-called friends. They have them where they want them. You see, so you think that they're playing a game? They know that there's time up for them. They don't care who they take along with them. That's the thing that you need to understand and understand. And it is not them that's going to save you, it's those who look like you. Because they never keep or stick to any of their so-called promises or contracts that they ever sign. They never stick to any. You find one treaty that they have signed that has not been broken. Find one and show me. They always break every treaty that they have signed because they are liars, they are thieves, they are rapists, they are murderers, and it does not change. I don't care what you want to say, it is the reality. The history, the record is there. They can tell you, oh, I'm not my ancestors. I wasn't involved in doing enslaving your people. Yes, but you're involving in benefiting from whatever they done to us whenever and still benefiting from it today and still carrying out the same order under disguise. You ever heard about the song, They Smile in Your Face? The backstabber? Yes, they are very good at that. They are very good at that. And some of our people becomes that because they want to please master. Instead of they realize how serious it is at this point to start looking out for each other and start to look after each other. You see, instead of you running, oh, we're not one people. Stop lying to yourself. If you were doing your research, you would realize we are not the same. Every research that has been done will tell you we are not the same. So stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Stop believing the lies. These people don't care about you. They never have, never will. It's just in your imagination. You get some of our people, they go to their jobs and they, oh, it's our company. When, where? What share do you have in it? They'll how? Because once you give the knowledge, they don't care about you no more. They'll just hire another one that look like you that want to please the colonial master. That's all they do. That's all they do. Let's deal with facts. Let's deal with reality. We have to stop lying to ourselves. You see what I'm saying? Hey, Don't get me wrong when I say certain things. Sometimes people say, oh, yeah, you were born in Jamaica, but you are still under colonialism. The Rastafarian that I grew up knowing is not the Rastafarian that I know today. It's a whole different thing. And whether people want to admit or whether people want to, say, oh, what this brother is, it is the truth. Rastafarian was a revolutionary movement. Rastafarian become a religion. And who don't like that, that's their business, but it's the truth. They're a divided religious group. That's why they call themselves 12 tribe, this tribe, that tribe, and the other tribe. When the police stop you on the street, you don't ask if you're 12 tribe. You don't give a shit. You don't care about that. It don't mean anything. Stop making yourself look like an ass because they only laugh at you behind your back. That's what we do. We don't want to deal with the truth. When I tell my brothers and sisters to do, forget everything that you learn because it's all bullshit. It's all lies. Let it go. Why? Because you're proud of your colonial name. And even though some of us take on an African name, we're still holding on to the colonialist ideologies. That's just the facts of life. And that's why you don't want to leave out from underneath them. But mark my word, when things and time get hard, a lot of people will say, we know this brother. And this brother we call himself Brother Kweku or Kweku, whatever you wanna call him, whatever. But he was talking about these things. But I'm telling you, this time coming very quickly upon you when you will see that your food source is not going to be there no more. What are you going to do? You're going to do food and drink water because you have control over all those things where you live in when you live in the Western world. You don't have a place where you can go and plant some vegetables, plant some bananas, plant whatever and reap it. You know that. You can deceive yourself all you want. How many of your children, you living in America, how many of your children know what a banana plant look like? How many of them know what a pineapple plant look like? How many of them know what a tomato plant look like? How many of them know what an apple tree look like? How many? Even those of us who move away from the Caribbean, we come to America, may have children there, but we never take them home and point these things out to them specifically to let them see and understand and understand what is really going on. They don't know what an avocado tree like. They think everything come out of a so-called supermarket. That's what we with our children. And you expect them to survive? You expect them to survive under these conditions. This is the thing that we are talking about. This is the reality that is staring you in the face. Just like when someone hold a gun at your head and ready to blow your brains out. That's what's staring us as a people in our face right now, right today. And they have you so distracted talking about Russia and Ukraine. Like, what the hell does that mean? What is that going to do for you? And you believe the lie when you've already been set up. You've been really set up for this. And you believe in the bullshit when you realize that food was dwindling a long time ago before Russia and Ukraine ever come into existence. They're just using it as an excuse. And you believe the lie. That's the problem. And we just can't see through the fog or the blindfold that is over us, veil that is over our faces. We don't want to remove it. You have brothers, they come to Africa, there's no shopping mall like in America, and all these different things. And they think, oh, I need to go back to the West. Because you wasn't prepared. Your mind wasn't prepared. Because you didn't know anything about farming. You didn't have no idea yourself. Because who was teaching you these things? Who was teaching you? Who was showing you? Who was there that care about you to make you understand and understand the true reality of what is about to take place? They were telling you to go to college to get these degrees. How is the degree working out for you today? These are the things that keep us divided. You see what I'm saying? And as long as they can get some of us on their side, fine. Don't worry about it. You see. But as I say to my brothers and sisters, those of us who are spiritual minded, we need not to worry because what is coming, we will be protected. We will have the victory. And the victory is for those of us who come into the know, who decides in all reality that we totally give up on the system. We move ourselves away from the system, out of the system, and we learn to be independent from it as much as possible. So if you line up with your brothers and sisters who are cultivating and planting things and putting away things, you know that when the time comes, you will be protected. So get out of the state of mind that you find yourself in, where you keep putting down each other and talking about who is Jamaican, who is African, who is American, who is European. It doesn't matter. That's the colonialist mentality. That's where they want to keep us, thinking that we are better than each other. And a whole lot of us is just a bunch of bossy slaves working for the colonial master without even realizing that we are working for them. Because we're ready to put down each other and talk all kind of things about each other. That is not so. That's the reality. It's time for you to wake up and realize what is knocking at your door. You don't live in Russia or Ukraine. And even if some of our people get caught up there, you know what they need to do? Get out. The movie Get Out tells us that because when we're in among them, they are going to do whatever they can to destroy us. That's their aim. Know yourself, know your history, know where you're coming from, that you can know where you're going. And you will see, you look at the brilliance of the Tuskegee Airmen. Those guys, they fought and win battles after battles for them. And what did they do to them? They give them syphilis. All their promises are lies and emptiness. They promise our people when they go fight for them in their so-called wars that when you come home, no one will be calling you a nigger anymore. You help us and we're going to be treating you this way. We're going to be treating you better. You're going to be able to go and sit down in a restaurant and eat with us and everything will be fine. Was it so? Go and talk to your grandfather, your great-grandfather, if they're still alive. And stop fooling yourself. Stop fooling yourself. If Muhammad Ali was here today, he was telling you the same thing. A lot of our brothers would be that past and gone would be telling you the same thing. Because they know these liars. They know these corrupt, evil people and what they are all about. But we refuse to listen. And you know what my mother used to tell me when I was a boy? If you can't hear, you will feel. That is the reality. None of them is on your side, nor my side. So we need to get on each other's side and stop the name calling. You see, stop making these so-called colonialists be proud. Oh, that is one of my slaves right there. They're still working for me. Think about it. Think about it. Like I tell my people, I am here to make you think. I'm not the guy that is going to come on here and give you this feel good message. No, I'm not about that. I'm about dealing with reality, which some of us refuse to deal with. And this is the reality that is staring us in the face. There's no stronger nation of people on earth if we would come together and bind as a nation and stop about the dividing, stop about borders. Oh, who cares if you are Ghanaian? Who cares if you are Ethiopian? Who cares if you're from Sierra Leone? Forget about that. Who cares if you're from the Maasai tribe? Who cares? Who cares? You think they care? As long as they keep you divided, then they have their battle won. So stop lying to yourself and grow up. We're living in a childlike state to please the so-called colonial master that is ready to destroy us at any given moment. That's what we're doing. You see, for me personally, I've got out of that place a long time ago because I don't care about them, because they don't care about me. I'm not afraid of them. They know that I'm not. When a lot of my brothers, they'll skirt around things, and I don't have time for that. Okay? Because I don't walk in fear. I don't live in fear. And when I leave this planet, I'm not going to leave in fear. Trust that. So we need to get out of that place. We need to stop think, what if? Your old ideology that they create in you is what is holding you down, is what is keeping you back. Some of us is still thinking, oh, what if this Jesus thing is real? Forget about it, it's a lie. If you were doing your research, you would know the truth by now. You're none of those things. Those things doesn't exist. It's all based on lies and make-up stories. That's facts. But we don't want to admit the truth because we want to stay in the place and live the life forever. Wake up to reality. As Bob says, what they do. He says we build everything, and what they do, they give us brainwashed education to make us the fool, and it is the reality. We are still holding on to the colonialist brainwashed education that they have given to us, and we think it is the greatest things since sliced bread, so to speak. They make us the fool. Is hatred is the reward for our love, telling us about some God above, some God in the sky that doesn't exist. That's a make-up story. Okay? So let it go. Look after each other. Come together. Because at the end of the day, none of those things matter. When they come to destroy Africa, when they try to take out all your resources, they don't care. They just pit you against each other. And they do everything to keep you in the state that you are divided. They will bring the guns, they will bring whatever they need to poison the mind of our people, to keep them in a divided state, fighting against each other. And when you are fighting, they are taking out all your resources. There's nothing that they have that belongs to them. I know that. Maybe you don't. You go to their museum, see if they got anything in there for themselves. There's nothing there for them. It's all stolen. It's all African artifacts. Everything. Because they have no history but destruction. That's all they have. So we can fool ourselves. We can say this. We can say that. We need to get real. It's time to support each other. And if you don't, you're going to be out the door, so to speak. You're going to pay a bitter consequence, unfortunately. It is the reality, whether you want to accept it, yes or no, it is what is knocking at your door. Let all of that garbage go. Erase all that bullshit from your mind. Umpy dumpy at a great fall. All that crap that they teach you. Okay? All of that crap that they teach you is still implanted in your mind. They didn't teach you anything to make you really think. They didn't teach you how to think for yourself. They teach you things that is irrelevant. How much, how, tell me how much white children you hear walking around and repeating, hey, diggle, diggle, the cat and the figgle, the cow jump over the fucking moon. How many of them? How many of them you hear going around repeating that nonsense? Because they don't teach their children that nonsense. How many Chinese children you hear going around saying that shit? Because they know it's garbage. They teach you some shit. Three birds sitting on the wall, one named Peter, one named Paul. Who give a crap? What that doing for you? How is it helping you to be yourself? How is it helping you to become the person that you need to become? And they're telling you these some nursery rhyme or whatever. Who gives a crap? Really? What I need that for? What is that going to do for me? What is it going to do for you? Unity is strength and power. When they formed the Berlin Conference, why? Why did they form the Berlin Conference? You tell me. It is to make sure that they had Africa under full control. Go look it up for yourself. Because the European, they were killing off each other. And it was not going to get a piece of this land, because if they didn't come together and say, you know what, if we don't come together, we're going to kill off each other, and the Africans are still going to be there. So get out of yourself. They unite when it comes to us, to make sure that they keep us in the place that they want us to be, that they can steal everything that we have. And we can't see that because we want to be up underneath these colonialists. Even if we're not living with them in our mind. In our mind is not clean. Our mind is not prepared for where we need to be. Most of us, our mind is not prepared for where we need to be. That is the facts. Whether you want to accept it, yes or no, that is totally up to you. It's not up to me. But that's what it is. The truth is an offense, but it's no sin. Even though the word sin doesn't mean anything, it is only a demon or a god that wage over you. No one will tell you that in church, because the fact is those things does not exist. Those was created things by the Greeks and the Romans. That's how you get those things. They never exist before that. And if you think they exist, go and find it and show me. Like still rolling today in the time that we are living. They didn't change. Nothing changes. Nothing new. You still have our people running around calling a rapist Alexander the Great. No, Alexander the Greek. He's no great. He's a rapist. He's a murderer. He's a thief. So how the hell you calling a thief? Like Christopher come rob us. Those kind of people we value. How we talk about them like they were some good people. Huh? You see what I'm saying? Those are the books that they give to us to read. They didn't give us no history of ourselves. What history they give you of her? They give you of you. Huh? They give you no true history of yourself. They tell you, they take you and civilize you. How can barbarians civilize people who are way, way past them, who are truly the civilized one? These are barbarians, and even till today, they show their barbaric attitude. Look at what's going on in Russia and Ukraine. It's the same people. The same colonialists. It's the same people. Make no excuse for none of them. They always like to kill each other. From their very inception, that's what they're doing. They're cave people. Reality. So you can skirt around it and sympathize. I have no sympathy for none of them, because they don't have no sympathy for neither me nor my people. That is the reality. So choose who you want to be with, because when the time comes, they will show you their true color, as they always do. That's the reality. You see what I'm saying? So all that you two want to do when the Chapman shows up, they don't want you to get the truth. You see what's going on. But a lot of us want to hide and say, oh no, hey, it's not. Really? Really? See, we are dealing with reality. I'm not dealing with fantasy, because I don't have time for that. I deal with what I know. I'm not a believer. I don't believe anything. The days of belief and deception is over. You see what I'm saying? The days of deception and belief is over and done. Let it go. You need to know. You need to know what's going on. And you can't make no excuse because you have all the information at your fingertips. So keep fooling yourself until it all come crumbling down on you, and then you think, oh, I wish I did listen. You see, the thing is, you know what we always say? Oh, I didn't know. You know, but you refuse because even when the inner God inside of you is talking to you, you ignore that inner God. That is the reality. We ignore the inner God because we don't want to admit to the truth. We don't want to do what we have to do as a people. We don't want to look after each other because they put us in a state of total distrust, and we don't want to change that. Imagine that. We want to keep holding on to the distrust of each other. We find every excuse possible to hold on to the distrust. You see, we are paving our own path to destruction, and they are the ones that give it to us. That's the reality. But if that's where you choose to stay, that is you. And you have to bear whatever consequence comes to you. But if you tell me that you know yourself and you love yourself and you accept yourself, you would be prepared for what is coming. Because, like I said, the man and the woman who stay ready never have to get ready. That is the reality. So, look deep within yourself. Look into yourself, brothers, sisters. We have to change our mentality. Support those who look like you, those carbonated brothers. Support them. Stop, stop looking to the colonialists. Stop looking to these white women who come up with all these ideology and sell them to you and make you believe that they are on your side. Let it go. Wake up. You may smell the coffee, but you may not get any when it's done. So if you want to live a lie and keep in that space, then you can. It's totally up to you. It's not up to me. I've made my decision a long time ago because I know who I am and it's not going to change. Trust me. I know where I stand. You see, there's no mistake about it. Once you know the truth, you can't unlearn it. So yeah, hold on and do what you have to do. That's all you have to do. Do what you have to do. But I say to you, love yourself, know yourself, and accept yourself. It's very, very important, especially now. Because if you love yourself and you know yourself, you're going to get to know your own people. If you accept yourself, you're going to accept your people and stop criticizing and stop tearing them down. That's what you're going to do. But if you find yourself still doing that and you're not checking yourself, you're in trouble. Trust me. It's always good to be here. I give thanks for the knowing. I give thanks for all of you who forward into the house tonight. Right? And you guys are always in, and I give thanks. You see, Mr. Wildfire, Apple Cider, Dwayne, Lee. Thank you guys for coming in. I truly appreciate of all of you. And it's always great to be with you. It's always great to Max, yes, give thanks. Um, you know, it's always good to share knowledge with my brothers and sisters, wherever you are. I know you are all over the world in different space, different time, but you guys share some of your time to come in and spend some time on the African Liberation Station, reasoning and sharing our views and knowledge. Because, like I said, we are here to liberate your mind. That is our purpose. So we always give thanks for, you know, brothers and sisters who are truly about it. And it is always a pleasure. I say, as Marcos Garvey, one love, stay strong, stay powerful.